wouldn't exist.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but they're listed as independent contractors,
Yep.
not employees. And then would be like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing. Okay, well, also because of their independent, they have independent contract status, but they're not allowed to go wrestle someplace else while they're
Because
working
they
for
have a
WWE
contract.
because they have a contract.
Yeah.
They have a contract that's exclusively contracted and performing only at WWE sponsored events. They can't go and wrestle for their competition AEW or a one-off match or whatever. They're only exclusively working for WWE, which you're independent contractors, and the definition of independent contractors is that I work for you at will.
Right.
So if you're not using me, if I'm sitting at home, why not I can't wrestle some dude in some gymnasium just for a couple of bucks? No, you can't. You're exclusively only allowed to work for the WWE. That's not independent contracting. And the WWE was allowed to get away with this for a very fucking long time.
Right. It's a profit system, yo.
Yeah, and it's not profit like people who are kind of misinformed. Oh, there's other wrestling companies that do that. No. They don't.
Shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be. Now, not. They don't. The other major companies that are in the United States, unless like only a few are exclusively contracted to those companies, and it's only a few, like AEW. Actually, AEW, they allow their guys, their talent to work other places. So they allow unless they don't want to do it. Their guys work other places all the time. So, it's only the WWE that does this. They're the only ones that do it. And there was a fight back against that years ago. They wanted to unionize. The guy we mentioned in the last episode.
No way.
Jesse Ventura.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, they'd end it. They'd end the league before they let them unionize. That's too much power away from people that have been making a crap ton of money.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura back in the 80s tried to get the wrestlers to unionize, to get Medicare, not Medicare, medical insurance, at least for medical insurance when they're out. And Vince McMahon came in, found out about it, and stopped that real quick. And how he found out about it is because Hulk Hogan ran it on him. Jesse Ventura came up to Hulk Hogan and was like, "Hey, we're forming you," because Jesse, from what Jesse had told that he was getting a lot of the just talent to like, yeah, we want to be part of the union. This is not fair. We're exclusively contracting with you. And he went to Hulk Hogan and was like, "No, I don't want to be a part of this thing. Like, I'm making a bunch of money. I don't want y'all coming in and fucking up." And Jesse was like, "Okay, fine, but if the majority of us want to join this union, you need to keep your damn mouth shut." And what he did is snitch right to the boss, and there with that.
Yeah.
And if we're only glazing the surface of this independent contracting and stuff, because like people are like, well, they're on TV and they're making a lot of money. Who cares? It's like not every wrestler that works for the WWE, past, present, and future, has made a lot of money.
Right.
There's a lot of wrestlers, especially in the past wrestlers that no longer work there, for the WWE, or even still work for the WWE, that didn't make a lot of money. Perfect example, Roddy Piper. He gave an interview to Real Sports with Brian Gumbel back, I think, 2003. And Rowdy was looking like pretty tore up shape.
Oh no, he's looking bad. Not tore up shape because they did horrible things to their body, so their body don't look
you're doing horrible things to your body doing professional wrestling, but back in 2003 when he gave this interview, he was 49 years old. He was just coming back to the WWE to wrestle because he said, "Look, man, I can't access my pension until I'm 65 or 49 years old. Like I'm not making as much money as I was before. Life gets in the way." Like, and he was like, "I'm not gonna make it till 65." And he did have a pension because he was part of the Screen Actors Guild because Roddy Piper was an actor as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm not going to make it to 65 years old, man. So what am I going to do?" And unfortunately, he didn't make it to 65. He passed away.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that. I don't think.
He passed away at 61. So, and mind you, like if you get wrestling is a daunting business.
Yeah, it is.
You get hurt. Unless, like, say if you get hurt in the ring, now the WWE will pay for it up until that injury in the ring. But if you had nagging injuries before or whatever comes after, you're on the hook for that. Now WWE requires their talent to pay for their own medical insurance.
Oh, that's because independent contractor. That's why.
They make them pay for their own medical insurance. And they say it's gotten better. They do a yearly on their website, which I have up right now. They do a yearly physical. A yearly physical.
Right.
Regular drug testing, like I said, regular gel testing. Now that that's testing for marijuana anymore. Cognitive testing in the brain. Impact testing. They do healthcare referrals, comprehensive medical and wellness staffing, cardiovascular testing and monitoring. All that the wrestlers have to pay for on themselves.
And honestly, I mean, I must say, I recently separated my own paid for healthcare from my salary and was like, so I can't imagine what theirs is. I can't imagine the cost that they're paying for themselves. Not even just because they're gonna use it because they're gonna get hurt, but because of what they do and they are going to get hurt. Theirs has to be way more than mine. Heck,
yeah,
that's rough.
And there's no. Oh, they also have to pay for their own retirement plan.
Get out.
Their own pension. They have to pay for their own pension. The NFL, even though they just recently does this, has a pension for their players. If they played, mind you have to be in it if they play 4 years in the league. But at least they have a pension. And when you lose the moral high ground to the NFL, you're shit. You are absolute shit. The WWE has lost the moral high ground to the NFL.
I think
this is. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think there's a bit of a difference in that. I think the entertainment part is the difference, right?
It's still a physical.
It is
activity. It's still physical activity.
I agree. But something tells me it's the entertainment. I could be wrong. If anybody knows for a fact, because I surely don't, definitely comment on the Twitters if you know. But I think it might be the entertainment factor. Unless people could say that the sports, the football is as much of an entertainment source as wrestling, which I'm not saying it's not, honestly.
It's a weird classification because, like, okay, you're saying that it's the entertainment part. Well, they could just join the Screen Actors Guild, but then WWE will go, no, it's a sport. But you just said it was entertainment. No, it's a sport. And I don't know, which was a good question I would like to ask someone who's who's a member of SAG or just write SAG, how come you don't classify professional wrestlers on television as being part of your union? Yeah, there's wrestlers that have to join the union if they do something else other than professional wrestling on television. If they're, bit role, speaking role, and another something else. But I think if everyone decided, every professional wrestler in the WWE decided that, hey, let's all just join SAG. Let's just pay the $1,000 down and the $100 a year annual. The WWE would go, no, we're a sport. So it's a weird classification for it. Like you're saying, because that was the whole thing. Like wrestling, professional wrestling, to be able to perform in certain arenas in certain towns in certain states, you would have to be cleared by that state's sporting board. And WWE got around that by pretty much saying that this is a pre-scripted event, and we're sports entertainment, we're not professional wrestling. And they got around like all the state athletic boards. They don't have to register with them, but certain states that do still have athletic boards, other professional wrestling companies have to, or events that go on, independent wrestling events, have to register. Particularly in Kentucky, have to register with the state athletic board and have a doctor on staff and stuff like that. Even though the WWE has have multiple doctors on staff and have paramedics, but others like smaller independent companies, say you're running a one-off show in Louisville, Kentucky, you gotta go through the state athletic commission. You have to pay whatever fees. You have to be approved. You have to be a doctor. Even though this is stuff you should already have running an independent wrestling show, but like if you don't have much money, that digs really into your pocket, and you might not come up even if the show goes off when I hitch. Excuse me. You might not make that much money. Make that much money on that show. You probably be in the red. But the WWE does have to worry about going to the state athletic commissions, those that still have one, because they just said, hey, we're sports entertainment.
Right.
So, I mean, there's been talk, and again, there's been talk like the politician Andrew Yang thought he would get a some sort of cabinet position in the Biden administration, and he said if he did, he would investigate WWE and bring them before Congress or something to question their independent contractor status. But Andrew Yang didn't get into my administration and has no power. So there goes that. I mean, so yeah. But it's still screwed up. It's especially like these wrestlers start getting older and stuff. It's not a lot of options they had unless they really script and save their money, or they did something else, have something else to back it up.
Right.
And there's been some wrestlers that have come and gone that have gone on to other careers, like we talked about. The Rock and John Cena and Batista, but those are bigger. Those are like the big stars of professional wrestling. Or like there was a Welsh wrestler named Mason Ryan who now works for Circus Soleil. So,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a Circus Soleil show, I think in Las Vegas. I forgot what show it was. But
nice.
It's just not not everyone is able to fall back on that. Jesus Christ, the Miz is 41. God.
I'm telling you.
The Miz is 41. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you.
Oh man.
That Real World, it was like they were kids and they were only, well, that's 4 years. That's high school.
Yeah. Well, it was only filmed over a couple of months, The Real World, so.
And then we got it, and then watching it was, several months.
Yeah.
It seems
Jesus Christ, we're old.